Hello and welcome back to the Hayden show. Obviously, we're continuing the whole Marvel little deep dive into all the pilots, live actions. Yeah, yes, we were obviously focusing on Wandavision, the pilot for that one. And you okay?
Why do you keep giving me weird looks?
Like, can't I see it?
What the fuck are you on about? You generally just keep giving me weird looks. It's really freaking me out.
Right. I mean, he's okay. We'll just forget about it. Yeah, WandaVision. It's a very nice little sort of homage to sitcoms. A lot of for decades, a lot of American sitcoms.
Yeah, the first episode's called "Filmed Before a Live Studio Audience."
It's obviously a big thing
because it is actually filmed before a live studio audience.
Yeah, you hear obviously the fake canned laughter tracks in the background.
They actually filmed in front of a live audience. Watch the WandaVision special. They generally film the first 2 episodes in front of a live studio audience.
Ah.
They generally had it, especially this one at least. This one at least was generally filmed in front of an actual audience. No word of a lie. As they watch the Marvel gallery of WandaVision, it talks about the fact they had an entire audience.
Oh.
Yeah.
It simulates the concept of canned laughter.
But in reality, it is generally an actual audience watching it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so
someone didn't know this stuff before doing this episode.
Fuck you. Oh, yeah. It follows obviously WandaVision after the events of
Infinity War
and Endgame.
Yeah, it's set after Endgame, but obviously it's heavily more linked towards Infinity War.
Obviously,
the death of
Infinity
Vision.
War, Vision
he had his head swooshed.
Yes, a little bit confusing as to how he exists now, but that gets revealed later
episodes down the line.
Yeah, but for now it's the pilot. It's
the confusing pilot of what the fuck is going. Why is this we're the Dick Van Dyke Show. But
it's literally
Wandavision.
Very and like an actual sitcom. There's loads of things about it, from the outfits to the way that the laughter, the studio audience. You've got even the way they do the magic and stuff.
It's all wires.
Yeah, it's wired little plates flying around.
You can see the wire.
Very obviously how they used to do it, the practicals back in the old days. Obviously, even the magic, it's little stars and or a little cut screen. They quickly cut to a different shot. Oh, it's appeared, and the Vision he sparkles when he goes through stuff with his intangibility, and it's quite how you would imagine those kind of shows are, but with Wanda and Vision, and it's a little bit confusing at first. You're like,
what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
why is this happening? Just let your mind go for the first 3 episodes.
Because this one was a very theory heavy show. I think this one it got so many people going on. Is this Wanda doing it? Is someone else doing it? Is this background character that
Mephisto
this
confirmed.
Mephisto.
Mephisto confirmed.
Yeah.
The beginning of the Mephisto confirmed arc. But that's all this phase is. That's all phase 4, isn't it? Phase 4 is the Mephisto confirmed. But then Mephisto unconfirmed.
For every single one. There's definitely a big whole. It's very mysterious when they do it, and you don't realise anything's going wrong. Really,
it's a show that got a lot of people talking.
Yes, you get absorbed into.
It's what you want. Because there's the mystery behind what's going on, especially the fact that this doesn't reveal anything until that one bit at the end where you see someone you clicks at the TV.
Yeah,
and it's just wait, what?
It's a monitor. You see the sword logo, and you're like, what the fuck?
And it ends, and you're just okay, I got to tune in. But luckily, with this one, they did 2 back to back the same day. They did both. They're both black and white ones. And then basically just one a week.
Yeah, and.
I see why they did it though, because the first 2 are the shortest episodes.
Because the first one, the mystery isn't revealed until they got the whole dinner. They're all sitting around, and then one of
weird
them
shit starts happening.
Yeah, because one of them questions when did you get married and all these questions, and Wanda can't answer it and Vision can't because obviously
they never did.
They never got married. Vision's dead, but somehow they're here, and none of them really know why. And it seems a bit even they are confused about it. And when they keep questioning it, this guy always tends to starts choking. It seems like something happened to shut him up because he was questioning and making them question it themselves. So when he starts choking, like his wife starts like saying,
laughing,
stop it,
stop it,
yeah.
stop it.
It's like,
and then you can actually see her face start dropping.
She's very scared.
She's still like in with the gag of stop it. But you can see her going, stop it. Like, fully, like you can see like the act.
You can
like,
tell
giving
she's
her.
scared. She's basically actually screaming, "Stop it!" If the whole
But she got the smile still.
If that fakeness wasn't there, she'd be crying, screaming, "Stop it!" But because she's got to keep up the appearance of it's still a part of the sitcom. There's a big part of that. And obviously, there's the introduction to one of the main side characters, Agnes, who's definitely no other character whatsoever.
Yeah, it's totally just a random neighbour.
Yes, with a very similar name to a very big Wanda character. Just totally unrelated.
Who has a husband who's definitely just not a joke.
Yeah, it's definitely not Ralph Boner. Totally not Ralph Boner.
But his name is Ralph.
That's true. My husband's Ralph.
Boner.
Is that the first? You're not really suspicious of her?
No, it's just this
joyful
neighbour.
Like all those classic like comic relief characters. She just comes in.
But wait till episodes down the line. That's when stuff happens.
And then you're like,
I killed Sparky too.
Not Sparky. Oh, definitely she's a standout of the episode. Oh, definitely, and she'll continue to be a standout.
Alison. What's her fucking name in real life? Hahn, and last name is.
Oh.
Not Alison Hahn, is it? I think it's someone else, yeah.
Probably.
Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just giving random names here. Did Halloween, so I got Alison on my mind. Catherine Hahn, who was obviously in Step Brothers. And she's a really good actress, really good comedic actress.
I think it's Parks and Recreation.
Been a lot of stuff over the years.
Big comedy actor.
Big comedy actress, yes. And she is just stands out, and you can understand why she's getting her own spin-off down the line.
Definitely.
Because she is great in this, and this is just at the beginning.
Yeah, for the very first episode, she steals the show. She's like making all these jokes every 5 seconds, like, "Oh sorry, I wasn't here. My mother-in-law was in town, so I wasn't," and stuff like that.
I should give Ralph a lesson of
how to lose your wife before you lose your wife. Oh, and obviously, even that there's some little comments about she makes that make you think, does she know what's going on? Like, this meal's so easy, you can fix it with a snap of a finger, and it's like,
Yeah, there's a lot of these little hints. I mean, that's the one thing with this show, and obviously this episode does show as well, is side characters. These little tiny side characters are actually pivotal to the story down the line, but are always hilarious.
And you keep
because that's how sitcoms are. Your side characters, like these one-off characters,
comedy characters,
quite hilarious characters. Obviously, you got Norm. Gee whiz!
Oh, good, yeah.
You got the guy with the mustache. I can't remember his name, but the guy with the mustache. You know what I'm about? And obviously the boss and the wife, and obviously then the next episode start introducing other ones.
Yes.
But we get the first couple of basic ones in this, and you can see from there is these side characters are going to be like good standouts because these are quite interesting. And honestly, I know when I've spoken to people about this before this show, and obviously that they didn't enjoy the first 2 episodes. They felt them a bit boring. Which you understandable. If you're used to all Marvel stuff, you'd understand why you'd say that it's not the generic Marvel.
This one's more experimental.
But honestly, especially really watching it, I had my opinion on it already.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I gave it, like, in my mind, I was giving it like a solid 8 out of 10 the first 2 episodes, and then when it starts actually delving into more, that's when I started getting a bit more into it. But after rewatching it here, I upped that to back to where I originally had it. Because I had it at a point originally, and I thought it through. I was like, no. But now watching it again, I'm going, no, back there, back there. It's good. It's really funny. It's not generic. Obviously, it's generic in terms of it being a sitcom, but it's not generic Marvel. That's why I like Way Off by Night. It's not generic Marvel. It's something different. There's a lot more mystery to it.
It feels like the source material they're pulling from.
Yeah.
Like the whole, like, what they're homaging to. It feels just like it. And each episode's a different, like, sort of sitcom they're taking inspiration from. And each one of those, they do it really, really well. Like, especially, obviously, there's the episode 7, the Modern Family one, where they do the whole, like, talking to the camera, like, sort of, that they always do in there. And
yeah, like The Office, stuff like that.
Yeah, each one feels just like the sitcom they're pulling from.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah, and there's, like, little bits where got the fake magic with the sparkle in the first episode, but when, obviously, stuff gets breaking down and the guy starts choking, says Vision, help him. When Vision actually saves him, it's his actual, like, powers. Like, you see, it's the actual CGI that they usually use for all the MCU ones. Like, it's the actual Mind Stone light kind of thing. And I do like they do that. Obviously, each episode, it's always like, oh, it's a fake like, it's a sitcom, that's all it is. But when actually they use the real magic, it becomes
I get what you're saying.
The proper.
So it's a very mysterious one. There's not much to say with this because everything's kept to a mystery. It's just a sitcom.
Definitely.
Nothing's really revealed till later on.
You don't know what's going on. You don't know who these people are.
There's these little hints in the first 2, but it's not really till the ending of episode 3, and then like 4, where it starts to actually kick in. Like, okay, this is what's really happening. There's not really much to, like, say within this without spoiling.
Like, fully you don't even know that there's a villain. Yeah, because the first episode, it's only hints of something's going wrong. And you're probably thinking, is Wanda the villain? Is she doing something bad? You're not quite sure that what's going on. All the other side characters just seem like people who are their characters of this show. Whereas it's Wanda and Vision who seem more like they've been placed in it. Yeah, in the situation. You want to know what's going on. Yeah, and I can see why people is like, oh, is it Memphis? Like, there's a lot of things because the interpretation for this episode alone is massive. Like, there's so many other variables it could have been. It could have been Nightmare. Yeah, there could have been so many different, like, versions that it would make sense. Yeah, okay. That people theorized, and I think that's a very smart way of doing it because it gets people talking about it. Honestly, and for the first Disney Plus, it had to be this big thing that people are constantly talking about. Honestly,
I've never seen a lot of, like, chatter about a Marvel thing like it was with this. Like, the theory wise, I've never seen anything like that in Marvel, in my opinion.
Like, the only thing that people would be theorizing is obviously with Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah, like, that's who dies and who not.
Everything else, I've never seen anything like that ever.
Definitely.
So that's pretty cool.
This solidifies that the Disney Plus, like, shows are going to be just as big as the films.
Yeah. And this one may not be as big as scale as the films.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But you'll see as it goes along.
Definitely, it becomes more.
The other shows showcase that, which is what obviously we're going to get into over the next couple of weeks. Anything else you want to bring up? Or?
I think I've said pretty much most of it. Like,
it's a short episode, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
That's why they put 2 episodes out at once.
It's just like a sitcom. Like, the music exactly the same as, like, you would imagine most sitcoms. It's like the whole moment, like, when things start going down, that all comical music stops. Yeah, and it's more sinister and it's more like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. So you can tell they've done a lot of attention to detail. Like, even the aspect ratio. Yeah, is like, it's that sort of
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, it's just like the classic sitcoms would be. And then when at the end, when it revealed it's a TV. Cuts back. It's like it slowly fades into
widescreen.
Yeah, and that's a big thing you see as well. A lot of down on the lines of episodes, like anyone that's set in the real world,
it's actual proper.
Yeah, classic MCU aspect ratio.
Whereas the past ones are all what the
TV
letterbox.
Shows. Yeah,
and then as it goes along, the letterbox actually becomes like the actual thing. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Anything else you want to bring up, or do you want to rate this motherfucker?
I think that's. Yeah.
Okay. Give your ratings. I'll show you your.
I do love Wandavision. It's one of those ones that it's a big one. Like, there's probably only one that's sort of on par with it. Like, so far at least. But for the start, it's set up so much. and you can see as well how this overall it leads into other stuff like everything, Multiverse of Madness, and how it leads.
It half leads into that.
Yeah, but you do see
the book, yes.
This is
but
the fall of
there's a lot of stuff that they could have actually interpreted more into that than they did in this. Like this was set up could have set up properly, and they just didn't really utilize it. It's just like it's just like, what's the real point in this? You could have just said you got it and just gone evil.
But I appreciate though the fact that the way they've done it, the setup, the reason why she's gone cuckoo. It's quite clever. So I would definitely put it up. I'm going to say 96.
96.
Yeah. I say visually, Daredevil still has a higher. Like, the more action pack. It's more like the first gritty Netflix one, but this one's more the first of the Disney Plus ones. It's experimental, but it's not really, they say it's not exactly the same from the mill Marvel. You can see why people weren't a big fan, like at the start.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so I would put it still.
Okay. We'd have to spell WandaVision right, not WandaVision. Yeah. Okay, so that 96 puts WandaVision into 4th position, knocking Defenders down to 5th, and knocking Hellstrom out the top 10 into our extended canon universe. And now poor Cloak and Dagger sits in the hot seat for next
straight
time.
In, straight out.
That's all these last few have been. They've been straight in, straight out. Okay then. So my question is, what is my question?
What is your question?
I had a question in mind very early in the episode, and my mind's just gone blank now. There's a question. You know, if you haven't seen the entire show, you can cut away now because it's going to be a spoiler here. Obviously, we got the Agatha
reveal
series coming soon. What are you looking forward to in that, and how are you envisioning that's going to come at work? It's an interesting one. Is it going to be more of a prequel, or is it actually going to follow her after the ending of this series, where she got some mind locked away?
Like, if it's a prequel, it'll be fun to see. Obviously, we see a little bit of her origin, obviously with the whole Salem stuff and the witches turning against her and she steals her powers. And it'll be cool to see how she gets that whole like power stealing ability and how she gets Darkhold herself.
Yeah.
But also, you want to know what's going to happen to her. Obviously, right now she's trapped in obviously Westview and that sort of like her own hex. So she's like in the backside character that she put herself in, and it'll be, you want to know at least what happened to her in that one.
Yeah.
So either way, I think either way it'd be nice you learn something about the character. And you get to at least know more about her because she was the best like in character more. I mean, she's like one of the best villains. There's her own fucking catchy theme she creates herself. Like, I want to see more of her in general, and see where her story's leading. Obviously, in the comics, Agatha's a big more of like one who teaches Wanda, like her carer in a way. So because
you're dragging this out longer than the episode.
I am.
It's a 20-minute episode. It's going to be a 20-minute review.
Oh well, perfect.
I think you always like to answer these questions in depth. I'm not even aiming the questions at you.
I know, but I don't know how to deal with it.
Anyway, obviously, continue next week. We're going on to our next Disney Plus show, which is going to be The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
A more classic Marvel sort of
one that there's actually a big MCU budget into.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it's like got over $100 million budget into it. I think it's pushing to it. Like, it's got a proper Marvel budget in it.
It's more action packed. It's more like a really, really long film split into multiple sections.
Basically. Okay then. That's it. We hope you enjoyed the start of the Disney Plus era, and I hope you stick with us up until we basically finish this, because we're close. We're close to the end.
We're getting there.
Very close to the. I mean, you're going to tell me I was in black and white. If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.